Dan.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Dan.
How are you?
Quite good. What about you?
I'm fine. Good to see you again.
Yes, absolutely. Same to you.
Are you in Hawaii or?
My living room with some, as we can't go on holidays nowadays, at least I can have some holidays in my home office, let's say.
Yeah.
So
are those signs you stole on your business trips?
No, on my private trips.
Okay. Has nothing to do with work. Okay, so a little bit rough start here because I thought we could do a dry test down before we started at 10, but once I push the start button, everything starts. So I guess we're on the air already.
So we're on there. Is anybody listening in? 9 people.
We have 12 people on Facebook, and we have 5 people on Zoom.
Oh, super. We will start with the questions that were sent in to us before the Q&A, and then we will participant can send in questions during the Q&A.
Yeah. So the idea is I have a slide with some questions that we received the past days that I will put up on the screen. I guess if you are watching through Zoom, you can go to if you're on the phone or in the browser on the desktop app, you have a couple of buttons. You have one that says chat, where you can write so everyone can see, and then you have one that says Q&A, where you can put in your questions so only we can see them, and then we can answer those questions at the end of the session. We have, I think, about 12, 13 questions that we will go through that we received on beforehand, and then it will be open to submit some questions if you have any questions at the end of the session.
Yeah. But maybe we can start with a short introduction of the attendants from Koch-Chemie.
Yeah, you can introduce us if you want to.
I have some coffee I have to drink.
Okay, and Dan is Dan
drinking water, so you have to do
water,
it.
Okay. I don't know if we should maybe wait until maybe 1 minute until it's really 10.
We can wait 1 minute.
Otherwise, everyone has much meetings currently, so probably some will join in the last minute. So
yes,
that we don't.
I agree.
Good. Perfect. That's something I don't hear often.
So then let's just stare into the camera for 1 minute.
You're at work, Mario?
Yeah, I'm in the facility. I'm in the training room right now.
Do you have a bed there so you can sleep over?
No, I'm just taking some pillows and a blanket, and I'm sleeping on the floor, you know. Cannot afford the bed here.
No, of course not.
You don't perform any trainings now, I guess?
Sadly, no, but it's understandable due to the pandemic. We need to take security measures as well, but we are currently working on hygiene measurements so that we could start again in June, maybe.
Yeah. We have been talking a little bit about running some basic stuff online. Just you don't get the hands-on, but then you can at least show some stuff and get some questions from people, and just to keep everything running, I guess.
Exactly. We also talked about this, like starting some online trainings as well. And we are currently working on how to do it professionally so that everybody gets all the needed informations that they need.
Yeah.
Yep. 1 second. I was asked to send the link to one guy again to join in. 1 second. I will send him. Hope it works. Probably. Oh. Okay.
Okay, so let's. I would like to officially welcome everyone to the Car Spa and Koch-Chemie Q&A session. We had a draft start a couple of minutes before 10 o'clock with some staring into the camera and getting stuff to work. So I guess we can start off with Sven and Mario introducing themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then I will start because the name you see down there is the right name, because we have now two Svens in the which is not correct, but I'm the real Sven. So Sven Bauer, my name is. I'm responsible for international sales at Koch-Chemie. One of two guys who is dealing with all customers over the world. I'm mainly responsible for the Western region, let's say, so everything that's west from Germany. Also Scandinavia is my part, more or less west, north, whatever. I'll make it easier. My colleague has Eastern Europe and Asia, and I have everything else on the planet. So yeah, quite interesting job. And I have much contact with our Norwegian guys also. Some better, some worse.
Oh.
But in general, I guess we have a quite good connection. See us a couple of times a year, and yeah, looking forward to answer your questions you've sent in and see what other questions come up. Maybe.
Yeah. Sadly, now we haven't been able to see each other since December was the last time. So normally it's a couple of times a year. I will hope that the Auto Mechanica will still run as scheduled. I'm not sure it will, but
we'll see.
We'll see. You didn't receive any information from the
No. So it's nothing officially cancelled, but you also need to make your mind at the end if it makes sense to join, even if it takes place in the standard layout, because if you can't travel and we don't have any international guests just for the German market or whatever, it may not be very logical or whatever to do that, or economical. Maybe or only in a very small booth or so on. But that's nothing decided yet. We need to wait. The situation develops quite quickly. I guess everybody recognizes it, and it's simply hard to say what next week brings even. So that's why it's hard to say what in September could be.
Yeah. Fortunately, we are in a trade that still is running quite okay. There is a lot of action in the detailing market, especially here in Norway. I don't know how it is in Germany.
Yeah, very differently in the regions also. Yeah. I mean, every region in Germany has some specific regulations, and so for different customer groups. That's why it's reopening now, everything since beginning of this week. And yeah, situation is nevertheless can change also quickly in a few weeks again, and then everything may shut down also. So yeah, but it's a hard time.
Yeah, it is. Do you feel is the sales down internationally, or is it stable still?
Hang on. We need to get the introduction from Mario before we start talking serious here.
Sorry.
God damn it.
Okay, well, before we go into detail about sales figures and stuff like this, let me introduce myself as well. As you can see, finally I have my real name down here. I'm very happy not to be Sven Bauer, to be honest.
I feel for you.
Because clearly I'm the better looking guy from us both. My name is Antic. I am the trainer for Koch-Chemie. I'm training people from Germany and all over the world with our products. I'm introducing them to our products, to the world of detailing, to the process of how to detail and polish a car, and this is what I'm basically doing.
Yeah. You're the passionate detailer among the Koch-Chemie employees?
Well, I guess I am.
Or the only one, or?
Crazy about detailing stuff here, so.
Oh, that's good. But you changed position quite recently, did you?
Yeah, I changed the position from my former job here. I was helping our old marketing department leader, Matthias Roth, who left us. I was responsible for social media. We're opening our Facebook page, try to make content for our customers. But since I was always passionate about detailing and stuff and different kind of products, I had a lot of knowledge about products from other companies, our products, and I worked myself deep into the chemical world because of my passion. And this is why I got the opportunity to switch in September last year to the position of a training leader here. And all what I did before really helped me in doing my job now. And I'm hoping that I'm doing my job good. You guys were here last year, so you can evaluate my work better than I can.
We're happy. We're happy. No worries.
It's yeah, you know, it's okay, I guess. I'm just kidding. You were fantastic.
If you have any complaints on how I'm doing the stuff, you need to send them to Detlef, you know. Because
okay, yeah.
For me.
No, but I think we had the session with you in was it in December?
Yeah.
Where we got to have a look at the new products and get a tour of your training facility, and it was a really good time to see the facilities you have and all the knowledge you have. Especially your enthusiasm is hard to hide when you do this work, so it's quite enjoyable to watch.
This makes me really happy to hear that everybody could also feel a little bit of the passion which I have for detailing, and I hope you enjoyed the trip here very much.
Yeah, absolutely. So should we kickstart into the questions? Because I know from experience that the time is running away when we start talking.
We can, absolutely. We can start.
So I think now I have shared this PowerPoint. Hopefully.
Yeah. Looks fine.
Yeah. How is daily business during the Corona outbreak for you guys?
Yeah, so more a question for me right now. As Dan already asked, how is business doing internationally and also in Germany, for sure, our main market still. Very differently, honestly, depends a bit on the markets. Internationally, we have some areas which were very, very strict in their anti-corona stuff, like Middle East countries or even South America. They reacted faster and more strict than most other countries here in Europe. So business there is really, really low currently. In Germany itself, for example, we have a really, really good month still, but we also need to be honest that this is mainly because of the disinfection product we released. I don't even know who had the idea to be honest to do that disinfection product, but especially in German market, it saved a lot of our business for this month, and at the end also saved us for stricter regulations from company side in any terms of less work or less work time per day, so to reduce the income or whatever. That's all no point currently. So seems that we can go through the crisis as it seems now, because no one knows how it can develop. Second wave or whatever can come and can be even harder. So we have no guarantee, but right now it seems that we can come through this crisis quite good, safe, and also economically, which is also important for sure, quite good. We try to do everything possible to minimize the risk that people of our company get sick. We have no positive tested colleague yet. We have many people in home office, like me, the 6th week in straight week in home office now. Starting from May, we will go back a bit to normal, but only in very restricted stuff, like only one people maximum per office. So we need to change 1 week at home, 1 week in the office, and the colleague in the office will be the other week in the office then, and so on. That's something we did to be as safe as possible and to keep the business running and to secure the production department especially and the logistics department, because they are then needed to get the products out if we can produce something and can ship something, then we can be healthy and sell as much as we want in sales or whatever. There's simply nothing that's going, and that's what we did. Seems that it worked, but it worked yet. Let's say I will not have any guarantee for the next 2-3 months or even the next period, maybe in the next winter time. I don't think that the virus will be gone in September and says I will never come back. So it's a situation we need to.
I guess it's more you having to adapt to the situation. I think a lot of the businesses are finding ways to operate more or less normally. I guess for you guys, one of the most critical things is to have access to the raw materials and all the stuff you need to produce your products. So that's, I guess, it's a bit exciting to see if you get problems with the access. But yeah.
In specific cases, we had trouble for sure. Alcohol containing products, because alcohol is main part of disinfection products, and we are not the only ones who do disinfection. So there are a few thousand companies, I guess, that want to do such things. So that was something where the situation went a bit badly, but at the end, it's just a small part, fortunately. So.
Okay, I'm just jumping a bit here to the next question, and feel free to, if you have anything more to say about the business situation, you can finish that off. Don't stress.
I guess it's first of all okay. Maybe there will be questions later related to that topic. So
yeah,
I guess as an overview, it was okay.
Yeah. So we got a question from a guy here. And I know this is something we have been talking a bit about. Will you produce an environmentally friendly degreaser, a bio-degreaser? I can just start off with saying that I guess the market for degreasers in Norway is quite a bit different than the market you have in Germany. So you could probably say a little bit more about the differences and your thoughts about that.
Mario or me? Mario, do you want to?
I can actually go and jump into the product side from this question now, and Sven would be the best one to tell the differences between Norway and the German market. The thing is that, in my opinion, or in the IDA definition of a degreaser, we're talking about high alkaline products which are used to degrease a surface to clean it from mud and fat, oil, stuff like this. And for that, we already do have degreaser products which are biologically degradable. For example, we do have our Green Star. Which,
just not to cut you short, but I think this it's a bit misuse of the words here, because I think the guy asking the question is thinking about similar to terwasser. That's what we normally call a degreaser here in Norway when you remove the asphalt.
Okay.
So the alkaline products we refer to as a pre-wash mostly.
Oh, okay. You see, this is the difference in the terminology between markets, I guess, because such a thing is mostly called like tar remover in the common sense, the detailing word, and this is something very different from being in a degreaser when you go IDA wise, for example.
Yeah. So I guess it's I translated the question, so that's on me. I used the wrong word. I should have written tar remover.
Yeah, okay, this is a little bit different now because producing a tar remover, which is biologically degradable, is a problem, a little bit of a problem, because tar is a synthetic dirt, actually, which is made from oil and oil derivatives like naphtha, stuff like this. And in the chemical world, usually there's a little saying like you can clean one kind of dirt with the same kind, like you can remove a solvent-based dirt like tar or glue and stuff like this, which is synthetical, with a solvent. So basically, you have to use a solvent in some kind, whether it is some ester from some product or if it's some orange terpenes, made from orange peel. You have to use some kind of solvent. And so it's pretty hard to go with a biodegradable solvent-based product. I hope this will suffice.
Don, do you have any comments? Because I think we have been discussing this with Ralph a bit.
Yeah, there has been some samples also sent to Koch-Chemie. The problem is you can't get the best of both worlds, I guess. So you will get a product that works less good on asphalt, but it's more environmentally friendly. And the raw material, I also think Koch-Chemie normally does not have in stock. But there's been tests, I know, Sven, and I'm not sure how far they're gone in the tests or if it's any development there.
I guess the main concern also was the price level for these kind of raw material at the end. These kind of products are, in general, or usually not requested in Germany or in many other markets. I guess it's something not specific, but a bit Scandinavian type, or maybe Iceland also, and so on.
Maybe Russian markets.
Yeah, maybe also that. But due to some chemical suppliers of such raw materials also in these Nordic states or Eastern European states, we have trouble to find something that is also economical at the end. I guess we discussed about that also. What kind of target price we should be able to reach at the end with such a product, and we did not found any solution yet. That's what Ralf Münzenberg, our chemist, also told us about this specific project or development project. That it's currently, I guess, I don't see such a product soon coming if we don't find a suitable and economical solution for a raw material for that. If I remember right, it's something fatty acids or so. It's more Ralf's part. I just talked to him, and if he is telling me something about chemicals, it's hard to follow that. But I do my best. So yeah.
Okay.
I guess currently a no to the question in the short term.
So the next question is it is a bit product specific and also might be the subject of terminology. Why should the silicone and wax remover be thinned out with water? Monopol, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that product. It's a product that is also called a silicone remover, but it's a mix of solvents of various sorts. So it's not based on isopropyl alcohol like silicone and wax remover. So he's wondering why you need to thin out the isopropyl alcohol based wipe down, but it's a bit like apples and oranges. But I guess, why would you want to thin out the silicone remover, Mario? Maybe you can say something about that.
Yeah, of course. The thing is, I do not know the product from Monopol, but I know similar products from other companies, like silicone wax remover from Presto and stuff like this, which are basically, as you said, aerosols in a can, made with different kinds of solvents like acetone, isopropyl alcohol and stuff like this. So many kind of, it's a blend of solvents actually. And one big downside from those kind of products is that not everything is safe on paintwork, because we do know that they are very soft paintworks and very, how to explain that?
Yeah, on the solid paints and on soft paints that are easily scratched, the isopropyl alcohol can be a bit of a problem, maybe.
Actually, it's the other way around, because, for example, our product, the silicone and wax Entferner, is based on isopropyl alcohol. It's 99% isopropyl alcohol, and you can actually dilute that, so you will have a lesser aggressive solution to remove oils from your paintwork.
Yeah.
Which will not cause any kind of micromarring or hazing if you go for the right dilution. But if you use a product like a silicone wax remover, which contains acetone, for example, it can be too strong on a soft paint and can cause hazing, for example, which you do not want to have in the first place. So for us, it's the right way to go with isopropyl alcohol for silicone wax removal, because first of all, it's strong enough to remove all the oils and degrease from the polishing compounds, and also you can dilute it. And the common use for a normal paint is like 70-30, which means like 70% isopropyl alcohol, 30% of water. But on soft paints, you can also go down 50-50, you know. And you will not have any kind of scratches, micro-marring, hazing, or stuff like this.
Yeah.
What would you find the right mixture for non-professional users to be safe?
For a non-professional user who do not know the big difference between soft and hard paint, I would recommend to go like 50-50 or 60-40. You need at least 35 or 40% of isopropyl alcohol to get rid of all the polishing oils. So everything which is less than that is not effective enough. So go for 50-50 with 50% of water and you will be happy.
Okay.
You cannot cause any damage to your paint with that.
So when we're on the subject, there is a working project for a finished ready-to-use product also. Sven, maybe you can say something about the situation.
You are talking about the control spray, right?
Yeah.
So to keep that word again. Situation, I guess it was something that was initially discussed with you. That was the point we started with that topic. Current situation, honestly, can't give you any update about how we would at the end do that. We had some different samples which were sent to you already in different layouts, with smell, without smell. Then also another topic by using maybe a glass star or so on. I guess the main problem currently is that such a development is also a bit delayed, or will be followed up later, because it will be something with alcohol inside. So currently we would make a new product which would, especially price-wise, may absolutely not be interesting. And we need to take care also about availability of the raw materials. So the final decision about that, how we could do that and which formulation we should use in the end, would be, I guess, maybe delayed to the second half of the year, then after the situation stabilizes a bit again. Then we will, I guess we will be in contact again with Ralph and to check which now was the preferred solution for that.
Yeah. Super.
Okay.
Looking forward to the product. We also had some customers who are asking us for such a product. So it is a discussion how strong it should be and if it should be based on ethanol or isopropanol. But it's difficult because the professional wants a strong version and the non-professional wants a safe version. So it's hard to find the right mixture there.
Absolutely. Jump into the next question. Plastar silicone free versus normal plastar. What is the difference? And can the silicone free be used on interior?
For Mario, I guess.
Okay, then let me answer this question. The biggest difference between those two products is that the Plastar is made of a wax and silicone dispersion, which is responsible to work as the care agent to freshen up the color, to make it hydrophobic, to rejuvenate the trim outside. And due to its wax and silicone dispersion, it does contain volatile silicones, which you cannot use in a body shop where you paint a car. And the Plastar Silikone frei does not contain any volatile silicones, so it is basically a product which is safe for body shops where you paint a car. It's the biggest difference. The medium difference in those two products is actually the difference of the finish. Because the Plastar uses a wax silicone dispersion, you will have a satin matte finish, so a little bit gloss inside of the matte finish. And the PSS, because it does not contain a wax silicone dispersion, is purely matte. It has not a satin matte finish. That's the medium difference in those products.
The durability is more or less the same, you will see, or is the silicone one more durable?
Also, in the durability, there is not a big difference. They do have the same durability. They do not differ in anything of that. No.
And is this a product you would recommend using on the interior of the car?
To be honest, never. I would never use this outside trim rejuvenating products in the interior because they are based on solvents.
Yeah.
Because they need to penetrate the rubber and they need to penetrate the trim in the outside, so they have solvents inside. And those solvents will gas out over the time. So the solvents will evaporate, and if you use it in the interior, it will accumulate in the interior and you might inhale them. And everybody knows what happens if you ever sniffed on glue, for example. You will feel a little bit dizzy.
Happy time.
Happy time. And if you drive the car and you have the happy time while driving the car, you might cause a problem or two. So please don't use it in the interior.
So that's probably the best answer. Having happy time while driving is bad, so don't use it on the interior. But we get this question quite often, actually, if you can use the Plastar on the interior, because I guess a lot of manufacturers or brands, they have all-around products that they market as being able to be used on the tires and the engine room and on trim, and you can also use it inside. So, but in that case, I guess it's a water-based product. So,
exactly.
From your range, you have the Top Star, which is used on interior, and you also have Gummifix for mats and pedals. I guess you have a couple of other special products as well that are sold in. For the professionals. So, yeah.
A lot of companies go over the water-based products, as you said, you know, like using all-around products for outside and inside. And the thing is, if you have a water-based product in the outside, the durability is not so strong, because if there's rain pouring on the car and it's a water-based product, it will remove itself over the time pretty fast. So this is, in our opinion, a product which you use in the interior where you hopefully do not have any kind of rain if your car is damaged, you know. And you need the stronger product which can actually endure rain and stuff like this on the exterior. So you will have to use solvent-based kind. Yeah.
A side note that now we're on the topic. Have you tested any? Had a look at any of the? I've seen a lot of. Started to come some silica-based tire renewers that could apply to the sides of the tire to get the fresh look, and it will last for a long time, from what I hear. Have you been testing some of these products? And your thoughts on it?
Am I allowed to be honest?
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, of course, you know, every company tests what the competitors are doing, you know, like testing out different kind of products from other companies, you know, German big players from other countries, of course. And also I do tested some tire gels from different companies, and they are quite good, you know. They are leaving a interesting finish on the surface. They're durable, you know, to last long on the surface, but most of them tend to be a little bit sticky.
Okay. And it's maybe not that easy to remove.
Yeah, not only this, but they do attract dirt easier because they are sticky.
Yeah.
And this is why I like to go over product, for example, like the PSS or the PS, which can be used on trim and rubber because it does not leave a sticky surface.
Yeah. So this is not a type of product that you will look into for your range. I think the PSS is a really good product, and the PS as well. So it's, in my opinion, one of the best products for renewing trim on the exteriors of cars and vehicles.
We agree.
Yeah, of course. That's good to hear. We also have, this is I guess this can be answered in maybe half an hour. Quick and shine versus quick finish versus finish spray exterior versus wash and finish.
I guess there's another question later that is maybe a whole day.
Yeah.
But this one is possible to answer, let's say. But
maybe the short version with the not the details, but
right.
Yeah.
I will give Mario a rest and will answer that a bit, and he can correct everything that I say wrong. So basically, we need to split a bit the question in general. So quick and shine, quick finish as one topic, finish by exterior as a second topic, and wash and finish as a third one. It's because it's definitely not the same, and they have not the same approach at the end. Quick and shine and quick finish are quick detailers, so-called quick detailers. Some kind of quick detailer is a word that is used by many companies, so should not pay too much attention to that, but it's something like a basic detailer used for to have a quick finish at the end on the surface, to have a nice shine on cars, a quick wipe away, spray on, wipe away, car looks pretty nice, everything's fine. General difference between these two products, quick finish is silicone oil free, quick and shine silicone containing, so not body shop safe. On the quick and shine side, quick finish is a silicone free variant of the product, but the focus on these products is not cleaning. It's really more a quick spray on wipe off product, but nothing specific. It can give away fingerprints or so on. That's possible, but if you have really dirt or whatever, it's not the focus of the product. And if you take a look to the finish for exterior, then you have a product which has also simply another ability. There is some kind of acid inside, so it's still a detailing product, but has a focus on a specific cleaning performance in terms of water drops, line scale removement. So that's a main focus for the finish for exterior. You will, if you really have hardened water drops, lime scale on your car, you will not get that away with quick and shine, for example. So that's why you need this part of acid in the product, and that's why finish for exterior is a very special product, a product that is liked very much on the market, especially on the international market. I even think it's internationally more liked than in Germany. Don't know why, if it's has something to do with marketing, or if we sell it better to our customers in foreign countries, but definitely for me a top detailing product. So combines quick and shine like product with a product that is also able to help you with a certain job. And wash and finish, there we directly have the name a bit. It's wash and finish. So the layout of the product is also differently from the quick and shine. There are more components inside that really help cleaning a car for light dirt cars for sure. Nothing with mud, or it cannot replace a pre-cleaner or shampoo in a combination. It's a product specially designed for car rental companies. Sixt initially is our biggest customer for this product, and because there are many rental stations that don't have a car wash directly at their place, so after a short rent of a car, a day or whatever, which is often the case, they can quickly use the wash and finish directly on the car, have a cleaned car, directly a finish on the car, something like a security, something like a care component inside, and you have a car that looks like directly washed, and so therefore this is the main difference between the products, and that's why I say that you can't compare each to each other directly, because they have a bit different approach in the end.
Yeah. Maybe a question for Mario. I guess a lot of the people watching has also probably seen a lot of the amazing, fantastic videos on Facebook of various quick detailers that are SEO2 boosted and can wash your car, polish it, protect it, and all in one go. And the more you wash it, the more protection you have. Is this basically wash and finish, or is it maybe you should do this kind of commercial on your product? Because I think they're quite similar.
We work in the US.
Well, they do come close, you know. The thing is that a quick detailer is not a secured word for a special category of products. So there are products, for example, which are basically spray sealants, you know, and they are called detailers. So you have a lot of different products mixed in this kind of definition. And if you, for example, take those silica-based sprays, which are actually spray sealants, which have more a sealing property because they leave behind a lot of hydrophobicity, maybe also some shine, you know, some gloss, some color changing, color darkening effect and stuff like this. This is more of a spray sealant than of a quick detailer, in my opinion. So basically the wash and finish is something in between. It has the properties of a quick detailer because it can clean very well, light to medium dirt without scratching the car, but also has the sealing properties of a spray sealant. So it's somewhere in between, you know. It's a very interesting product.
I guess the marketing you do on your products is the no bullshit marketing instead of the hype that you get from a lot of these products. So we have a lot of customers that use the wash and finish, and it's a really good product for what it is. Yeah. I'll jump on to the next question. I see we are getting some questions in for the end as well, so I guess we'll have to get a move on to get to the end. Protector rocks. Is it as simple as spray on, rinse off? This customer, I'm not sure if he has any experience with other similar products. This might be the first experience he has with a product such as protector rocks, and it is kind of amazing if you haven't tried it before. So can you maybe say a little bit about the background and the use area of protector rocks? I think a lot of people compare it to the likes of Guion Wet Coat and CarPro Hydro 2, what do you think about comparing those?
I think it's pretty hard to compare those kind of products because initially the protector wax was developed for automatic car washes as a finishing product, which was sprayed on at the end, then it was rubbed off, and then the car had a protection for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending on the amount which was on the car and depending on the condition of the car in the first place. So basically came from this. But also a lot of detailing customers were asking for a simple spray and rinse off sealant, which is not so expensive and which has a very good performance for their customers. And so we opened up the product for the detailing section as well. And because customers from the detailers also saw the product, they also want to buy it because it is very easy to use, you know. You just put it in a pump sprayer, or you put it in a foam sprayer, or you put it in a foam gun on a high pressure washer. You just spray it on, rinse it off, and that's it. It's basically taking you 15 seconds up to 1 minute of applying the product, and it can be used on everything, on every surface. So on paintwork, on rubber, on trim, on glass, and you will not have any kind of smearing or other bad properties, you know, which makes this a very useful sealing product for everybody, which lasts between 2 and 4 weeks, depending on the driver profile of the customer. Of course, durability always has to do with the profile of the person who has a sealing product on their paintwork. And the thing is, you cannot compare it directly to products like Guion Wet Coat, for example, because those are dedicated wet coat sealants, which are basically mostly made to be used on paintwork because they do not tend to work very perfectly on glass or trim and stuff like this. And you also have the problem that those products are quite expensive if you compare that to the protector wax.
Yeah.
Because out of a 1 liter bottle of protector wax, you will get at least more than 50 applications to seal your car. And with a bottle of wet coat from a competitioner, for example, you mostly get 1 or 2 treatments because it's a ready-to-use product, and the protector wax is a concentrate.
Yeah. All right. What is the difference between Green Star and Vorreiniger B? And what about the 1 million variations you have of Green Star, pre-wash, A and B, Vorreiniger B, etc.?
guess this is a question for Sven to explain why we have a million variations.
That's a question we may talk about in a separate appointment for half a day. But I will try to explain it a bit at least. First part of the question, difference Greenstar and Vorreiniger B. Okay, obvious difference pH value. I guess that's obvious for everyone, and everyone can see that on our website. I must admit, I don't have it completely in mind. 13 point something from Vorreiniger B to 12 point something from Greenstar. Yeah. The composition of the products is a bit differently. There are more raw materials, more different raw materials in Vorreiniger B than in Greenstar to get a better cleaning performance against insects and similar and static dirt. For example, there's sodium hydroxide inside Vorreiniger B, which is not a part of Greenstar, for example. So you see every of these products has the right to be there, but you always also need to say that we are now 50 years old as Koch-Chemie and developed a lot throughout the years, and even Greenstar is one of the oldest products that's still in our range. I guess something about beginning of the 90s. So then there came new stuff on the market. There were new requirements for the products and so on, and so products needed to develop as well. But that does not mean that older fashion products do not have its right to stay in the range. Greenstar, especially, for example, also for motor cleaning. You can also use a Vorreiniger B if you want to, but Greenstar is a very special product for that operation too, due to the great oil carrying ability. And it's really working perfectly also on gas stations or whatever. So there are slight variations of the product with slight difference, let's say, compositions of the raw materials. But it's not that one product that we made everything new for a product. We just really developed it or evoluted it. Evolution in this series. So in general, I would say to make it from weak to strong, and depends also a bit on the way you are working. You would go from the Greenstar series to the Vorreiniger series, Vorreiniger B series, and then to the pre-wash series. And the different variations. I guess it's about the NTA free and NTA containing products, for example. That's also the next question I guess with the NTA topic, which is very specific. Depends also on regulations, requirements in the market, customership that changed throughout the years, and therefore, it's. They're all there because we need them in a certain way, but for sure, even in this range, you have top-selling products. The Greenstar, Pre-Wash B, and Vorreiniger B in each of these three ranges, the most selling products, but the others have also the right to be there. If all of these products will be there in 5, 10, 15 years, that's another topic. If we maybe need to update something or think that we can maybe let one or two products behind, or just keep the NTA-free products and not the NTA-containing products if something changes in law regulations, for example. It's also something that we don't know yet. But in general, as a short explanation, I guess to directly explain Pre-Wash B, Pre-Wash Express, and so on, it is a bit too detailed. And I guess this is then a question where you also need to see it directly in use and to see a comparison between the products at the end.
Yeah. Where did you put Copostar compared to Greenstar and Vorreiniger B?
In general, the Copostar series is mostly, with one exception, made as a floor cleaning series. Is also a bit more aggressive, and especially Copostar itself as a pre-cleaner can also is maybe not the best choice, especially for untrained guys. So it's something that we currently even do not want our customers to use if it's not needed. In general, and that's maybe a news also, which could be quite interesting later on, we are currently working on getting ready different matrix for different products. So a matrix only for pre-cleaning with the different parts inside the product, if it's phosphates or whatever, with the usage of the product, with how strong it is, whatever stuff you need to know about the different products. We are currently working on that for all the range, for the different application areas of the range, and like if also exterior cleaning, foam and shampoo, something like this. So everyone will get every part of the range will get an own matrix, and just as an Excel table or whatever, something like this, to see a bit the difference directly listed on one sheet with pH values, dilution ratios, recommended dilution ratios, standard dilution ratios, and so on. And that's something we are working on, and will at the end help to. We know that question we receive maybe from at least minimum each second partner around the globe. So absolutely understandable also.
I guess the way we did it in Norway is that we do not have all these products in stock. You have the Copal-Star 96, Copal-Star BMP-V, BMP-G, BMP-T, and then you have the Green Star 96, normal Green Star BMP, and so having all of these is as you said, a specialty for each use case. So yeah.
And some of these products are manufactured directly for the car manufacturers as well.
Right. All these BMP products, for example, the BMP is for BMW, Mercedes, and Porsche. That was the naming behind that, because that was used for these dealerships and so on. Initially, it's years ago. So. Well, far before my time at Koch-Chemie, and but that was the initial thinking of this BMP, or what this should stand for.
Yeah. Okay. What is NTA, and why are you using or not using it in your products?
So the question is, why are you using it? And yeah, okay. I will answer it maybe, or if Mario wants, I will do that because it belongs a bit to the other question. Exactly. So NTA is a so-called a complex building component, a raw material, which at the end helps doing the cleaning job. It's a very good dirt resolving product, especially against static dirt, and therefore this raw material is inside of such products. During the last years, it gets a bit unpopular, especially in terms of law regulations, and there have been some tests or some assumptions that the product or the raw material NTA is potentially causing cancer. So therefore, there are some countries, I guess even in Norway, NTA is a topic. Switzerland is also one of the countries we deliver to where it's a bigger topic. Many other countries don't care. If you look to the USA, California has NTA also listed in their Prop 65 list about some very suspicious or more dangerous products or parts of a product. NTA simply helps, being faster and mostly better in result as a product without NTA. So, but due to regulations and due to this stuff coming on with law restrictions, whatever, and even bigger customers, big car wash chains or big car dealership chains, or even the car manufacturers that are not allowing NTA in their products, maybe, we needed to find another solution. So we designed the NTA-free products. We need to find a replacement of this surfactant, of this complex building NTA, a replacement that is minimum similar to the NTA, maybe on the same level. So we did that, we found that, and therefore we released all these NTA-free products. One of the next products will also be a super foam NTA-free version, which will be available. especially the same story behind that. Big car wash chains in Germany, especially, they don't want the NTA and ask to do such a product without NTA. And if there will be a time when the NTA containing products die out in our range as well, it depends a bit also on the regulations. We think that the NTA containing products are mostly a bit stronger than the NTA, the products without NTA. So that's this way around.
So EDTA is a replaceable surfactant to NTA?
No, no option for us. No, EDTA is not restricted, but there's some kind of, I learned that from Mario yesterday. I guess there's some kind of gentleman's agreement in the chemical industry to not use the EDTA anymore in Germany especially, and even there are some countries that don't allow EDTA because it's even more dangerous than NTA.
So regarding the NTA and the cancer stuff, it has gotten some attention because it is listed in the data sheet. But a year or two ago, we asked Ralph about this, and he wrote to us that in order for this to actually be a problem, you need to drink 1 to 1.5 liters of concentrate each day for 1 month, and then you might have some problems. And I think if you drink a product that has a pH value of 13, you will probably have other problems before you get the cancer. So it's in my opinion, it's more of a theoretical. Yeah.
I guess that's a thing where you have different examples all over the world. Even if you have the fine dust from diesel particles or whatever, it's also the same topic, I guess. I don't think if you pass a diesel car, then you get sick directly. So we would need to inhale a lot of that.
Yeah.
So it's always the same. But if it's suspicious, it's suspicious, and
of course,
health reasons always a big topic and getting even bigger each day.
Yeah. Okay. What can you tell us about your rumored ceramic coatings?
Oh, we do like rumors, actually.
Yeah.
We do like them.
You make them yourself?
Maybe. Well, we are, as you guys know, we are developing ceramic coating since a long time now, and we also told you guys, for example, and other distributors for us in different countries that we are developing a ceramic coating. Yep. There's one pretty hard thing. As we are a company who wants to sell their products in most countries of the world, so going worldwide, you have different kind of regulations and different kind of, mostly law regulations in each country, which kind of products you can use, which kind of ingredients you can use, and which not. And to produce and develop a ceramic coating which does not contain, for example, hazardous solvents like silicone, which are used in a lot of coatings which are coming from East Asia, we are a little bit at a disadvantage because we cannot use those kind of solvents anymore in the European Union, and also you cannot export those kind of solvents to other countries like the USA, for example. And this is why it's not so easy to design a product for every country which can be used and sold in every country, which does not contain any kind of those hazardous materials. So it still takes some time, but I'm pretty sure there might be coming something up in the future.
Yeah.
Was it enough to?
Yeah, at least enough to get. But I guess the thing, a lot of people in the detailing community, they are a bit spoiled when it comes to product releases and new stuff getting out, because a lot of the products on the market, they do not produce everything from scratch. And you guys do that. So when you are talking about a new product, it's not just getting some stuff and pouring it into a bottle and putting a label on it, I guess. So it's the process is a bit more, or it's a lot more complicated than just buying from another manufacturer and selling it as their own. So that's, I guess, a bit of the difficulty with doing the manufacturing as well. You have to do extensive testing, and as you say, the components has to be compatible with all the laws around, and yeah, it's I guess that's why it's taking a lot more time. But hopefully when you release this product, it will be a nice addition to your already existing lineup of surface protection.
I'm allowed to make some advertisement for our social media stuff right now.
Of course.
Yay. We do have a blog, you guys know that, and our blog is in German and in English. And if anybody's interested in watching how a product is developed and produced, we have an article about polishing compound, how we developed that, and what it took to develop a polishing compound. And you can apply this kind of system also on all the other kind of products. So if anybody's interested to see how much work behind the product is, from the idea to developing, testing, producing, and stuff like this, you can just go directly on our blog and read about that.
I am posting the link on the chat, both on Facebook and in Zoom here, so people can have a look at it, the English version.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I will jump on to the next question. We are getting a lot of people asking about this. If you will look into using other materials than foam for your polish pads, because we have a lot of customers that are really happy with the polishes, and also the new foam pads are really good for the DA system, but especially a lot of the hard paints you need, or they need to use microfiber or wool. And of course the best, and I'm pretty sure this is your opinion, is that the rotary machine with the long-haired wool is the solution. But for the customers that do not use the rotary, they need to go to other manufacturers or other distributors to get those kind of products. So is this something you have thought about?
Well, the thing is that we tested a lot of different kind of microfiber pads and short wool hair pads with foam backing plates on our machines and with our polishes, and until now we did not find something which is suiting our expectation of quality. You can use that, of course, this is no problem, but as you already said, we are more going the deep professional way in taking a rotary machine, long hair wool pad, using H9, getting out all the defects, instead of using a dual action polisher or using a high stroke eccentric polisher to remove deep defects. It's not so easy to get the kind of quality in microfiber polishing pads which you want to have. I've tested in the last 4 months about 100 different kind of pads, and none was making me really happy compared to lamb's wool and rotary. So it's not so easy.
But have you considered lowering your expectations, or is that's maybe a stupid question?
You are wearing the same shirt as I, don't you? What's written under the logo?
Excellence for experts.
Exactly. So lowering expectations is not so easily, you know.
Okay.
But it's more a non-professional problem, I guess.
Yeah.
The enthusiast detailers are more one machine guys and only work with the dual action polishers, and then there is a bigger subject there than the professionals who have more machines in their arsenal.
I guess almost all professionals have a rotary, or they should have a rotary. So it's not a need for the professional market directly, but I guess as we have been discussing earlier, the market in Norway is a bit different than what you see in Germany. So also the products that you have in your range is a bit different from what maybe the Norwegian customer expects to see.
I'm pretty sure, since I've been testing a lot of them recently, that there might be something coming up in the future as well, because we do know the difference in the market in Norway, in America, for example. A lot of people are using microfiber pads on a DA polisher, and if it works for them, that's okay. And maybe we are gonna bring out one as well one day. But as of right now, I cannot tell time if and when.
No. We have, this is the last question on the slide, and then we have 3 additional questions that has come in during the stream. So please give us some information on the new products. Paste wax, all-in-one polish, wipe down, the control spray, I guess we already talked about that, and also the spray sealer.
This is for Sven, I guess.
It's a question for Dan. Dan can answer it. He saw everything.
I tested everything also. And I just sent the paste wax and the spray sealer sample to Maki today, so he will also have a go on it. So.
Okay. Now, but I will give you some information, some feedback. Usually, I just wrote a newsletter 2 days morning to our partners, which also Dan received, that we will inform about the next steps in terms of the new product releases by next week. But I can give you a hint that we are planning, and it's more or less set, depending on the situation, if nothing bad happens, but assuming the situation stabilizes and stays like it is or gets even better, that we will have the launch in June for these for the new products. Now we delayed the launch as due to the situation. We thought that it does not make much sense to launch many new products at once. Many retailers were closed, car washes were closed, dealerships were closed, so you don't have directly the customers. And we are a company that works for the professionals and wants to do the products for the professionals. And that's why we don't want at first sight to only supply private users, and because all others are closed. So we decided to postpone the release. The paste wax will come in a very nice packing. We saw everything. We will have a nice marketing campaign for each of the new product that is coming. The all-in-one, or our one cut and finish product directly comes also then with a also new patch, even with the color code in orange then as a one-step product. So fits in our current polishing compound range, also color-wise. And the pad will for sure also have an orange back and orange fleece at the end. So will be a whole new system. Wipe down, okay, we talked about that control spray, and the spray sealant. We finally, that was maybe the most critical products of the ones we showed you in December already. As far as I'm informed, there is a final solution for this product now, a final layout, and it's now in preparation that it also can directly be released together with these other products in June. Other products that are not mentioned here is a new wheel cleaner, so-called magic wheel cleaner. So usually a neutral wheel cleaner, further development of Felgenbit in the end. Definitely a much better product for sure. You know, we have the reactive rust remover that was made as a rust bloom removement product, not as a rim cleaner. I know that each one uses it also as a rim cleaner, but the magic rim cleaner will also be maybe even better. Let's say we see how the reaction will be. But I saw it and was really excited about that, and it will be a great product for everyone.
Yeah.
How is it smell-wise?
As each neutral room cleaner, it smells very nice.
I actually think they smell nice, but I'm a bit not good in the head, as we say here in Norway.
You like rotten eggs?
Yeah.
That's the deal you need to go if you put much of these surfactants inside, much of the material that is at the end doing the cleaning job and doing the removement of all the dirt particles on the rims, then you have more smell. That's why products maybe from Sonax or so don't stink that much, don't smell that much. But the part of this ammonium raw material is much less than in our product. So
How do you plan to launch the product? What kind of sizes?
The wheel cleaner, or which one?
Yeah, the wheel cleaner, yeah.
In 500 ml with a spray bottle. In general, same layout than the reactive rust remover, and in a 10-liter can. Then I guess we now do it all in liter with the new products. And if we even do a bigger can, it was not decided yet, but can also happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. Okay, so I have, in addition, as I said, I'll stop the screen share so people can get a better look at our faces now. We have gotten some questions in during the talking here. First one is, what is the difference between H8 and H9? I find H8 having more lubricity and more cut.
That's basically true. Not the cut part, but the lubricity. It's a little bit more oily than the H9. That's true. But in cut-wise, due to the less oil inside of the H9 and also different kind of cutting powder, it does have more cut and leaves the same good finish as before.
Yeah. I guess the H8 in its time was developed for the rotary, and from what I've understood, the H9 is also developed with the DA in mind.
We have both machine kinds in mind with the H9, and the H8 was mostly configured for a rotary machine. This is why you could go bonkers like crazy, but you had less cut, you know.
Yeah, the thing that I see the most is that people don't polish long enough per pass, that they don't let the polish break down, and they are too quick with using the product, and then they don't have the result they want. So that's maybe a pointer for the guys using these products, that they need to take their time with the product and make sure it diminishes to get the finish that it's supposed to have.
Exactly. Since we are using DMT kind of polishing powders, you need some time to break down the agglomerate to its primary aluminum oxide corn, that it can work well enough on the surface.
Yeah. Okay. Is FSE safe to use for every type of user?
Yes.
Yes.
The simple answer, we also have it as a layout for private users, for end consumers, even shown on our website. If you go to our service and datasheet site, you see that the products we say are safe for end users are highlighted in gray. And this is one of the products, and it's safe, even if there's a part of acid inside. But
yeah, because the acid part is quite small, so it's not some other manufacturers, they have a lot of acid in these types of products, and but not in this one. So
it's even no hazardous material as per MSDS, so no restriction for transport, so it's not that problem.
A note on that, I see the quick finish is not grayed out. So is that considered a professional product?
It is, yes. In general, we can say so.
What is Koch's view on wash sponge versus wash mitt with the 2-bucket method? I guess that's a Mario question.
Well, I guess this will be the eternal fight of the detailers, sponge against mitt. Who is going to win? I don't know, to be honest. The thing is, or let me go a little bit in the history of myself as well. Before I started working here, I was always an enthusiast, and I was so fighting against using of sponges in car cleaning. I was a real knight of the wash mitt and of the 2-bucket method, and we're totally against sponges. Since I'm working here, I started to use partially sponges and to compare the result of the sponge versus the wash mitt. And now, being here nearly 5 years and doing the training part since September, I totally changed my mind from wash mitt to sponge. Because if you are not using your wash mitt good enough and you do not clean it out very often while washing your car, you will have always little splinters of wood or dirt inside your microfibers, and you will regularly use them and scratch over your paint. So you need to be very careful while using a wash mitt, a microfiber mitt, and you need to clean that out very, very often. But aside from the fight between sponge and wash mitt, I'm a really big fan of two-bucket method, to have a bucket for clean water and to have a bucket for dirty water, so that you do not put your dirt inside your shampoo water, and it will help reducing the chance of scratches. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Just a note on that. I totally agree on the sponge, because the sponge is so easy to clean, and with the price of the sponge, it's not a national disaster if you have to throw one away. The good thing about the wash mitts is that you have maybe a better grip. So for those of us that are a bit clumsy, it's not so easy to lose the wash mitt, but the dirt sticks really well to a microfiber wash mitt, and you need to wash it in a washing machine to get it really clean, I guess. And regarding the two-bucket method, I actually do not use the two-bucket method. So if you want to shoot me, you can do it now. But what I see is, if I do a really good pre-wash, there is no dirt left, or almost no dirt left. So I don't really have dirty water in the wash bucket. But then you might say that I'm using too much time on the pre-wash. But yeah, I've seen people using 3 buckets as well. So it's there's no end to the possibilities, I guess.
No,
one for the rims is good anyway.
Yeah, that's true. One for the rims is good.
I also have seen people using like 15 wash mitts, you know, for every part of the car they're using a wash mitt. But to be honest, who the hell has the money and the time to buy 15 wash mitts, use them, wash them, you know, instead of just using one sponge and maybe 2 buckets, you know. This is
Have you tried washing with microfiber towels?
I have tried doing this while using the so-called Gary Dean method, you know, like waterless wash, using that.
Yeah, I see Larry Cosilla, he's been washing with a microfiber towel in the wash bucket. It's a new approach.
I've seen that as well from him doing that, but I haven't tried out yet because, as I've just told, I'm not a big fan of microfiber products anymore. I use the sponge now, and it makes a lot easier for me.
Yeah. Can you also provide some information about the usage of alcohol products on plastic, particularly the glass cleaners and Koch-Chemie disinfection?
That's the thing is, you can use the disinfection on plastic, on leather and stuff like this, but you have to keep in mind that it always contains isopropyl alcohol in different kind of dilution. For example, in a disinfection product, you have at least 70%, more or less 75 to 80%, for it to be capable of killing bacteria and viruses.
Yeah.
And in glass cleaners, you mostly have between 30–35% of alcohol. This is usual use of that. And if those kind of products come on your plastic, your leather, your trim or whatever, it will always remove dressings, it will always remove fat and stuff like this. And also, since alcohol is a solvent, it might also cause some hazing on plastic as well. So all the time you use that on plastic, you will have to use a rejuvenating product afterwards, like Top Star in the inside, Plus Star on the outside, Leather Star for your leather to protect it after it was cleaned with this kind of product.
Yeah.
It's very important because after you clean your skin, you know, with some kind of skin cleaner product, you also put on a cream, you know. This is the same for the materials.
Yeah. I see Mohammed, he is writing on hard ceramic water-based paints such as Volkswagen. We find in South Africa using dual action polishers and breaking down the product correctly using wool pads such as the Rupus Blue pad, we find the H8 works more effectively. Has this been said anywhere else around the world, he asks.
Water-based paints.
Mario is thinking.
Yeah,
I can't remember that I heard something similar to this throughout the world yet. It's a fact that H8 still is definitely very common at our international partners. Has different reasons. It's a product where many people were used to. They know the product, and we need to maybe go back a bit. That especially once we designed the new polish system and released it, the step from H8 to H9 was a difficult one because it was hard to get a real visible step out of the new product, that it's really visible to see the difference between the H8 and H9. With other parts of the range, like the microcut products, it was a bit easier because we knew that there is something to develop and to make better with the products. The H8 was still a very good product and is still, and that's also the reason why we kept it in our range. So everyone makes a bit of his own experiences with such topics. So I can't remember that someone told me that H8 is still working better in that, but I still know that many people like more to work with the H8 because they're used to and know better how to handle it. But I think if you handle H9 right, and I guess that's something Mario can also say, you will definitely get a better result out of it. But it's no, right is maybe not the wrong word, more thoroughly or whatever. So you are more trained with the H9. Afterwards, you may see the difference in the result. Yeah.
Yeah. A comment from Isaac regarding the Laricosilla method. He says that from what he says, it's because you technically can't get dirty wash water since the towels never go from the paint back into the bucket. So what he does is he uses one towel, washes the panel, and then puts it away and don't use it again. So his theory is that you will not get any swirls from the dirt picked up on the car, which I guess it does sound logical, I guess. But if you pick up dirt on the towel on the panel, you can nevertheless swirl that panel, I guess. So if you don't want to get swirls, I guess the best way to avoid that is not wash your car.
Exactly, I'm totally with you in this. If you do not want to have swirls, don't wash your car or touch it or whatever.
Normally, so the us guys that like to wash the car, we also enjoy to polish the car. So if you have some flaws in your wash method, you can use it as a good excuse to polish your car.
Exactly like this, yeah. The thing is that everybody wants to avoid, damaging their paint, making swirls, micro-marring, hazing, whatever. They do not want to produce it. I can totally understand that. But you cannot avoid physical laws, you cannot avoid environmental influences, you cannot avoid all of this life happening around you. No. And you cannot put your car into a stasis aside, you put it somewhere deep down in a cellar where you have place for your Lambo or whatever, It's crazy. Everybody's coming up with different kind of methods not to scratch their paint, but the thing is that even a clean paint can be scratched with a microfiber towel.
Yeah.
Especially soft paint, you see it quite easily. Yeah.
So what's the use of using 15 different or 20 different kind of towels if you have a soft paint like I do with my Renault, for example? It's clean and I go there with the wrong microfiber towel and I just wipe over and I scratch it like Dan said. So,
yeah. And nowadays they use a lot of these high gloss panels all over the cars and non-metallic. It's terrible.
Yeah.
The BMW i3 and the new Volvo V40. Whoever designed those cars should be, they put what's it called in English? Piano lack. The black.
It's called uni paint or black.
Yeah.
Uni.
Terrible. The car can't be stored outside. It has to be, as Mario said, put inside a vacuum sealed room in the cellar of your house for the paint to stay pristine.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. The car before, which I had also had those high gloss black on the outside, at the back bumper, and it was so bad because it was full of scratches. It was full of scratches, even while being very careful, using microfiber towels, sponges, detailers, stuff to reduce all the friction on the surface. It still was scratch as hell. You cannot avoid that.
Another tip from Isaac here. I do that when I need some free time away from the girlfriend. Just use a bucket without a grit guard and a cheap gas station sponge. Then I can stay alone in the garage for a weekend. So that's probably a good tip.
Thanks for that tip.
Perfect.
It will come in handy, I'm sure.
So maybe even better would be to go to the gas station and wash your entire car with, I don't know if you have those in Germany, in Norway they have buckets with some water and this window cleaner that has a sponge on one side and the rubber on the other side. If you wash your entire car with that, then you have some work.
I've seen people do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right. This was a good session. We had a lot of questions and also a lot of good questions that came in during the Q&A. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And I think we had, on average, we had around 30 people watching. And I guess in total we had quite more people that came in and left. And yeah, so it will be exciting to see how many. Yeah, I guess people are at work. This has been recorded, so we will probably also put it up on our YouTube channel, so you can see it there as well. It's always a discussion if you want to stream on Facebook or YouTube. If you don't have a lot of followers on YouTube, Facebook is maybe a bit better to get people in, because then there's a lot more people that get a notification.
So you can have a discussion internally if we could do like a live session with a training or maybe just how to wash your car outside, or a simple one. If some of the viewers has some suggestions, feel free to comment and we'll pass it on.
I guess if you are able to, would be really nice if you could discuss having a live session at the training facilities. If you broadcast that on, say, Facebook, we can put it on our side, and I'm sure other people can do that as well. So if you just market it in advance, you probably can get a lot more viewers than we had now doing that.
Yeah, and Zoom is a good platform. You can have multiple cameras as well, so you can, yeah, it works fine.
We'll discuss that, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a nice weekend and enjoy your I guess you're probably going on pillaging more signs, Sven. Should I send you a moose sign from Norway?
Absolutely.
It's quite big, so you need actually it's surprisingly big. It would probably cover the entire back of your. I stole once. I have one. Well, I used to have one. So
I have some space left. So
I'll see what we can arrange. Thank you, guys. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Stay safe.
You
Stay
too.
safe. Yeah. Bye.